Greetings, everyone. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And we are now past the midway point of the month of October. And you know what that means. Just in a couple of weeks or so, we're going to be celebrating Halloween. So we thought we would actually talk about something that has to do with Halloween in today's program. We're not going to talk about witches or goblins or bobbing for apples and stuff like that. We're actually going to be talking about pumpkins, the actual fruit, the pumpkin.
Oh, is it considered a fruit?
Well, I was guessing there.
I've always thought of it as a vegetable, yeah.
I think technically it's a fruit.
Yeah, because even the tomato, which I consider a vegetable, is officially, guys, it's a fruit. But yeah, I don't eat many pumpkins here, do you?
No, they're not that common here, but some places do have them. I believe there's some kind of pumpkin festival in Beijing up here in New Taipei City. And then I just recently discovered a little village in Jinguoliao, and it's famous for its pumpkins as well.
Yeah, they are starting to grow more pumpkins around Halloween time here, which is kind of fun. You can buy little small ones that fit in your hand, or big ones if you want to carve some jack-o'-lanterns. But I still have not eaten any. Actually, even when I'm in the U.S. and we make pumpkin pie, we don't buy fresh pumpkin. We actually buy the pumpkin that's been canned because it's easier. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be talking about getting pumped up for pumpkin season. And it's a 2-day article, so let's get started.
Autumn is an ideal time to visit the U.S. In most states, there's a slight chill in the air as trees shed their leaves in anticipation of winter. It's also a time when a round orange vegetable takes center stage. During this season, pumpkins are everywhere. You'll see them on doorsteps as a symbol of the nation's spookiest holiday. On Thanksgiving, pumpkin pie is a favorite dessert at many dinner tables. Even Starbucks has gotten in on the pumpkin craze by offering a seasonal pumpkin spice latte. No one is certain where pumpkins originated, but pumpkin seeds that date back over 7,000 years have been discovered in Mexico. In ancient times, pumpkins were an important part of the Aztec, Mayan, and some Native American diets. They would roast a pumpkin over a fire for a nutritious meal. Pumpkins were also thought to have medicinal properties that could cure snake bites and reduce wrinkles. Dried pumpkin strips were even used to create mats. When the first European settlers arrived in New England in 1620, they tried to survive on wheat and other crops they had eaten at home. However, their attempts to grow these crops failed due to the unhelpful soil conditions. The Native Americans saw that the settlers were on the brink of starvation, so they brought them pumpkins as gifts. They also taught the settlers how to grow and use pumpkins to help them survive through the winter. As a result, the settlers started to appreciate this miraculous gift from nature and even sing its praises in folk songs.
Okay, guys, we're going to be talking about pumpkins. They're big, orange, round-shaped vegetables. So we're going to talk about getting pumped up. If you get pumped up for something, it's a slang term that just means you're really excited. When I was growing up, there's a show, well, there's still the show on TV called Saturday Night Live, which is full of comedy skits. And there were two brothers that looked like they were weightlifters. And their very famous line would be, "We're going to pump you up." And they were actually lifting weights, which we use pump to talk about that. Oh, he's pumped can be he's really excited for something, or he's got big muscles because he lifts weights. Well, we're going to get pumped up for pumpkin season, which is typically the fall, fall period, when you can start buying pumpkins. It's true that we buy the big ones to carve for Halloween, but if you really want to eat a pumpkin, you don't want to buy the big pumpkins that are made into jack-o'-lanterns. You want to buy smaller pumpkins. They taste a little sweeter. You don't want to buy the kind that we carve because they taste a little bit, I would say, woody, if that makes sense. Yeah, the rind, the peel, the the outside layer is a rind, R-I-N-D, and it can be too thick. You don't really want to eat the ones that you carve, although some people will boil them and try to use them.
Well, that is very useful information. And, of course, I don't think pumpkin pie is very popular here in Taiwan, but you can get it at, I think it's Costco, I believe.
Yeah.
My daughter actually wanted a pumpkin pie to be her birthday cake last year, just to be a little different there.
Yeah.
But, yes, we picked up a pumpkin pie there.
My mom would make me a pie for my birthday instead of a cake.
Sounds cool.
I understand your daughter, yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother used to bake pies as well. She always cooked those or baked those rhubarb pies. I never liked those.
Those are nasty.
I didn't understand the attraction there.
No.
We like the pumpkin ones and the apple ones. But in any case, hey, if you're talking about food or going trick-or-treating or scaring girls and stuff like that, well, you're getting pumped up for Halloween, but we're getting pumped up for pumpkin season here. And autumn, or the fall, is an ideal time to visit the U.S. Ideal, that means it's like the best time, or it is one of the best times to visit the U.S. I suppose it's a good time because, yeah, winter's too cold unless you like skiing, and summer's too hot. It gets hot in the U.S. just like here in Taiwan. But hey, the fall, the autumn, it's ideal. It's nice and cool there, it says. In most states, there's a slight chill in the air as trees shed their leaves in anticipation of winter. So, yes, slight, just a little bit of a chill. Chill here as a noun just means kind of cold weather. I suppose you could say the same thing here in Taiwan. During the autumn, there's a slight chill in the air. It's not so hot. It's not so brutally hot like it is during the summer. And this is in most states in the U.S., maybe, say, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, etc., Iowa, Illinois, whatever. They have this slight chill in the air because the trees are shedding their leaves. To shed means you get rid of something, like a snake can shed its skin. Of course, what is it? Maybe September or so, or early October, the trees turn these really bright orange and yellow and red colors. But by this time, October 18th, I think all the leaves have fallen off of the branches. There are no more colors to see.
Yeah, the colder the state, the earlier the leaves will change. It depends on where you are. I grew up in Arizona, and most of our trees never lose their leaves because it never gets very cold. And they're the kind of trees that are green all year round. So in most states, though, there's a slight chill. I wanted to mention slight just means very small in degree. You could say, oh, I have a slight cold. It's not a bad cold. Or I made a slight mistake, a little mistake. So just very small, not big enough to really notice. So there is a chill in the air as the trees get rid of their leaves in anticipation. If you're anticipating something, you're looking forward to something. And, of course, winter follows fall. Actually, autumn's my favorite season anywhere in the world. It's also a time when a round orange vegetable take center stage. If you take center stage, it means you're something that everyone's focusing on. Maybe you're actually on a stage performing. Usually the star performer will be on center stage. That's where they'll be standing. But just to take center stage just means something that everyone's focusing on.
Exactly. It takes center stage. And we're also describing this as a vegetable, although I believe somewhere I said some people think it's a fruit.
Really? Yeah.
But we're calling it a vegetable in our article today. And during this season, pumpkins are everywhere. You can find them in any place, especially if you're in the U.S. You'll see them on doorsteps as a symbol of the nation's spookiest holiday. So a symbol just is something that represents something. A Christmas tree, for example, is a symbol of Christmas. And during Halloween, of course, a black cat or a jack-o'-lantern, those would be symbols of Halloween, and Halloween is being described here as the nation's spookiest holiday. Spooky just means scary, maybe haunted in a way with ghosts and witches and stuff like that. So, of course, it's a scary holiday, and, of course, we're referring to Halloween.
We are. I was just looking up the pumpkin. It is part of the squash family.
Okay.
But I don't know about you, Tom, but I don't find squash for sale very often in Taiwan. I have to go to one of those big grocery stores that import things to get squash. Another common name for squash, that family of vegetables, is zucchini. zucchini, which is green. I love yellow buttersquash. It's shaped like a gourd, Gourd. But anyway, it's in that family. Although, if you're going to try to eat the pumpkins that we carve up for Halloween, you're going to be disappointed. They don't taste very good.
I was going to say,
yeah.
At least when I was a kid growing up, squash were yellow.
Green.
And pumpkins were orange, at least the meats.
Squash family.
That's how we told them apart.
Yeah.
I hated squash when I was a kid.
That meat inside, actually, guys, is called pulp. P-U-L-P. There's pulp in oranges, citrus as well. And then there are lots of seeds in pumpkins as well. Do you ever eat the dried pumpkin seeds?
Sure,
Those are
the
good.
seeds, yes. I understand they're quite good for you.
Yeah.
And I actually eat the shells as well. Although if you buy the shelled seeds, they tend to have a lot of salt added to them. So I always buy just the nuts, the pumpkin nuts. They're green in color.
Yes.
And I understand they're quite nutritious. Now, let's go on here and talk about Thanksgiving here. That is a holiday in the United States. What is it? The fourth Thursday of November. And I think it's about a month earlier in Canada. But in any case, on Thanksgiving, pumpkin pie is a favorite dessert at many dinner tables. That is true. Of course, I remember many Thanksgiving banquets at home with turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes and cranberry salad and, of course, pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of pumpkin pie. It tastes better if you put whipped cream on it, or maybe eat it with some ice cream, but it was never my favorite pie. I always went for the berry pies, like raspberry pie, boysenberry pie, or apple pie, but not the pumpkin pie. But some people really love it.
Yeah, I loved it too, although I suspect they probably add a lot of sugar to it.
Oh, yeah, and cinnamon, and it makes it taste better. Yeah, it's a popular pie for a lot of people. I know my sister-in-law, that's her favorite. Even Starbucks has gotten in on the pumpkin craze. If you get in on some sort of craze, guys, it just means you join in, you participate. You don't want to be left out of the fun, so you get in on something. The craze just means a popular trend where people kind of lose their minds. They go crazy. What do? Well, they offer a seasonal pumpkin spice latte. I have a niece who loves to drink these. She loves coffee, but in the fall, she particularly loves the pumpkin spice latte. It's only served during that season. So if you're going to America or you step into a Starbucks in the winter, you're not going to find it.
Okay, that brings us to the halfway point in today's lesson. Let's take a break, but please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, my name is Tina. 今天跟明天2天，我们都要介绍秋天的果实南瓜 pumpkin。首先来看到在第一段的第二个句子提到 In most states, there's a slight chill in the air as trees shed their leaves in anticipation of winter. 这个句子写得真好，提到呢，在大部分的州，当叶子从树上落下的时候，我们用了一个动词 shed 也就是有脱落、去除的意思，而呢，你会感觉到冬季即将来临。In anticipation of winter, anticipation 有预期、期望的意思。举个例子来说 We look forward to their visit with eager anticipation. 指的就是我们殷切的期待他们来访，而你这个时候呢，会感觉到空气中带着一点微微的凉意。Slight 就是有轻微的意思。She has a slight fever 指的就是她有一点点发烧，不过呢，在这里是有一些些的寒意。Chill 在这里当作名词使用，而这也就是呢，南瓜生长的季节。同样一段的最后一个句子提到 Even Starbucks has gotten in on the pumpkin craze by offering a seasonal pumpkin spice latte. 讲到呢，大家都庆祝这个南瓜的盛产，就连星巴克也借着提供季节性的南瓜口味拿铁来加入这一波的狂热。我们来看一下 get in on the act 或者是 get in on 再加上一个受词，都是有参加或者是加入的意思。A craze当作名词，有狂热、风潮的意思。举个例子来说 everyone in his family has a craze for Chinese food. 也就是呢，他们家每一个人都酷爱中国菜。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. We're talking about the big, round, orange vegetable named pumpkin, a pumpkin. And pumpkin season usually falls in the fall, or usually comes around in the fall. Moving on to the second paragraph, it says, no one is certain where pumpkins originated. To originate means to begin your existence. Where did it come from? People aren't really certain where pumpkins started, where they came from originally. But pumpkin seeds that date back, over 7,000 years have been discovered in Mexico. Wow, I had never heard that before. That's a long time ago. In ancient times, pumpkins were an important part of the Aztec, Mayan, and some Native American diets. That isn't surprising to me. I can see them eating lots of pumpkin.
Right, so these are some of the native cultures of Central America, the Aztecs, the Mayans, and some other nations of people, other diets of Native Americans there. And they would roast a pumpkin over a fire for a nutritious meal. So this is how some of them prepared pumpkins. They would roast it, which means you cook it slowly over a fire. And that, I guess, brings out a certain flavor in the pumpkin. And they would do this for a nutritious meal. If something's nutritious, hey, it's good for you. It's got lots of vitamins and minerals. And it's certainly not supposed to make you really fat, although anything can probably make you fat if you eat too much of it.
Totally.
I can imagine eating too much pumpkin pie can make you as big as the Goodyear blimp. But in any case here, yes, it's very nutritious, and that's how they prepared it. And pumpkins were also thought to have medicinal properties and could cure snake bites and reduce wrinkles. So if you talk about something being medicinal, that means it has some kind of healing power. It can help your body with something. In this particular case, they're saying that pumpkins could cure snake bites. If you were bitten by a snake, maybe you could rub some pumpkin on the bite or maybe eat some. I'm not quite sure how you would do it, but then that would get rid of the snake venom and you wouldn't have to die. And if you were worried about getting older and you didn't have money for plastic surgery, maybe you could take some pumpkin and rub it around your eyes to reduce those wrinkles. We don't like those wrinkles as we get older.
Yeah, we don't have wrinkles as young people, but as you get into your, I would say, 30s, 40s, you start getting those lines that just stay on your forehead or around your eyes. Wrinkles. That's interesting. I haven't heard that before. So dried pumpkin strips. A strip is a long, thin piece of something. Were even used to create mats. Oh, wow. So you could actually use them to maybe weave mats together. A mat is something that's flat. Maybe you sit on a mat on the floor. Don't people use mats on their beds here?
During the summer, I think, to make the bed cooler.
They call those mats.
We also have placemats. You can put it on the table in front of you, so if you spill food, it won't make the table dirty, especially if it's a nice wooden table or something like that. So, yes, you could use dried pumpkin strips to make mats. It could be a welcome mat, it could be a placemat, or whatever. Now, in the next paragraph here, it says, when the first European settlers arrived in New England in 1620, they tried to survive on wheat and other crops they had eaten at home. So these are settlers, people moving from Europe and trying to live in a new place. That's what a settler is.
Like a pioneer.
Exactly. You could say, I don't know, maybe 500-600 years ago, Chinese people started coming over from Fujian and they settled in Taiwan. So you could call them the first settlers in Taiwan, coming from various places in Fujian. Well, the Europeans, I guess the Puritans, from England there, they would settle in New England, which is what? Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. That's New England. But they had some problems there. They brought some wheat with them and other crops, and they tried to grow it in the local soil, but it just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, you have to have the right soil or dirt to grow particular crops, and wheat just didn't do very well in New England. I'm not surprised. It's really cold back there, too. There's a lot of rocks in the soil in New England. That wouldn't help. Wheat actually grows better in your part of America, Tom. Iowa, Kansas.
We don't really grow wheat in Iowa, but I understand they grow quite a bit of it out in South Dakota.
Oh, really?
And maybe the other Dakotas, maybe North Dakota as well. But yes, it depends on the soil. You just can't grow anything anywhere. So they try to grow those crops, the wheat and maybe some other things. But it just didn't work. We're describing the soil as being unhelpful. I would say it's probably unsuitable, just not the right kind of soil for the food.
It's not ideal. We can use our vocabulary word. The soil there was not ideal to grow wheat. But the Native Americans came to the rescue of these settlers, these first pioneers in New England. They came and visited the folks and brought with them pumpkins as gifts. Now, if you're on the brink of something, you're very, very close to something. Maybe you're a scientist and you've been doing a lot of research and you've almost figured out or solved some sort of mystery you've been working on, or you're on the brink of discovering something important. Here, these poor settlers from Europe were on the brink of starvation. They were almost ready to starve to death. Starvation just means when you do die because you don't have enough food. So those Native Americans saw that they were so hungry that they were starving, and so they brought them pumpkins as gifts.
Yeah, that was very nice of them, and they also taught the settlers how to grow and use pumpkins to help them survive through the winter. So it's one thing to give them pumpkins, it's another to teach them how to grow them themselves. So the settlers learned how to plant the pumpkins and how to grow them and how to harvest them from the Indians, the local Native Americans there, the Indians, they're also referred to that way, help them survive through the harsh winter. And I guess they probably grew other things too, like corn, maybe squash, and in this case they had pumpkins. And of course we all know that they ate turkey as well.
Yeah, they were able to go hunt for some turkeys. Well, we can see from this that the pumpkin, it really is important to the history of America. If the Native Americans hadn't shared their knowledge and their pumpkins with these European settlers, they would have died. So we never would have set up America. So they also, like Tom said, help them to actually learn how to plant them, grow them. If you plant seeds that turn into food that you can harvest, we call those crops. C-R-O-P-S, crops that you harvest. So they help them survive through the winter by eating and growing pumpkins. As a result, the settlers started to appreciate this miraculous gift from nature and even sing its praises in folk songs. So they actually wrote some songs that they would sing together about pumpkins. Time has changed a lot. We don't write songs about pumpkins very often.
Yeah, I can't think of any songs about pumpkins right now.
Miraculous.
Oh, pumpkin patch, oh, pumpkin patch. No.
Nope.
Right. So, yeah, miraculous here, of course, that has to do with a miracle. If something's miraculous, it's like a miracle. It's like an act of God. So it was a miraculous gift from nature to save them. They were probably very thankful. Oh, the pumpkin, it's a holy fruit or a holy vegetable. It depends on who you talk to. And therefore, the pumpkin became very famous in American folklore. Gee, you just can't have Halloween without a pumpkin.
You sure can't. They're very, very important. Even if people don't like pumpkin pie, it's almost a requirement to at least serve one pumpkin pie at your Thanksgiving dinner. Right now, we're going to listen to our Chinese teacher.
在第二段的一刚开始写着 No one is certain where pumpkins originated, but pumpkin seeds that date back over 7,000 years have been discovered in Mexico.在这里提到没有人可以 certain， 没有人能够确定呢南瓜到底起源自何处。originate 当作动词，有发源或者是来自于哪里的意思。举个例子来说，工业的革命的起源呢，就是在蒸汽机的发明 我们就可以说 The Industrial Revolution originated from the invention of the steam engine. 而南瓜的起源何处，无人知晓。不过 pumpkin seeds 南瓜籽呢，却可以追溯回 date back， 可以追溯回呢7000多年前在墨西哥被发现。第二段后面的句子提到 Pumpkins were also thought to have medicinal properties that could kill snake bites and reduce wrinkles.在这里南瓜被认为呢，它有一些 medicinal properties. Property 以前我们学是财产的意思，不过在这里是指特质或是一种属性，所以如果有 medicinal property 就代表呢它是有一些药效的。举例来说 He is studying the medicinal properties of wild plants. 指的呢就是他正在研究野生植物的药物特性。而南瓜被认为能够治疗蛇的咬伤 cure snake bites， 甚至还可以减少皱纹的产生。 wrinkle 在这里当作名词，是皱纹的意思。下一段提到呢，当欧洲移民抵达新英格兰的时候呢，因为一些土壤条件的关系，种植作物都失败了。中间的句子提到 The Native Americans saw that the settlers were on the brink of starvation, so they brought them pumpkins as gifts. 这里的 The Native Americans 指的就是美国的原住民，他看到这些移民呢是濒临饥饿的边缘 On the brink of 也就是濒临怎么样的边缘 Starvation 有饥饿或者是饿死的意思，所以如果说 He died of starvation就解释成为他呢死于饥饿。所以因为看到这样的情形，这些美国的原住民就把南瓜带给了这些移民。最后一个句子 As a result, the settlers started to appreciate this miraculous gift from nature and even sing its praises in folk songs. 那也就因此呢，这些移民开始重视这个来自于大自然奇迹一般的礼物。Miraculous 代表的是形容词奇迹似的，那么这是大自然给他们的，甚至还在民谣当中唱出他们对南瓜的赞美。在这里的 appreciate 可以解释成为很赏识、欣赏的意思。举个例子来说 Her talent for music was not appreciated 就代表着她的音乐才能呢不被人们给赏识。OK， 以上就是今天的课文讲解，谢谢收听。
That's it, guys. We're going to continue talking about pumpkins and how they came to be and some of the cool stories that include pumpkins. But for now, we've got to say goodbye. So we hope you'll come back for our next program. For English Digest, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Tom.
See you later.